Hey everybody, and welcome to another stream of Transformers Earth Wars. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm
Hey
joined
everyone.
with Yanis, Fabian, and
Hello.
Hello,
Hyro.
hello.
Hello. Cool. So let's say some hellos. We've got lots to get through today. We've got new combats. We've got HQ18 Phase 2. We've got some Alliance projects to share, what Yanis has been working on in the team. So let's get some hellos underway. We've got Twitch. So I'll take Twitch. Rafcore6799 says, wait, Space Ape is from the UK. Well, yeah, Space Ape is, but Yanis is somewhere else, and Fabian's somewhere else, and Hyro's somewhere else. We're all over.
Fabian is in the
I am in the UK still.
UK.
UK. You're in the UK. Hyro's not. Yanis is not. I am.
We are
So,
actually quite an international team here.
yeah, we are. Cuddy Fox is saying, hi there, go look at suggestions. Don't worry, we always look at suggestions. The Thunderbot says, hi, Space Ape team. Mr. Guardian 1977 says, hello. Hello.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
Cool. Who wants to take YouTube?
I will take Facebook.
Okay, I take YouTube. Joining us today on YouTube is Frisius Max, Dinand Lafleur, the Mercenary Terror, Dang Vu, Kilcallen Venture Prime, hello to David Loss, Vixen, who says hello to Yanis, Rairo, Fabien, and Boo Dale.
Changes every month.
Yeah, every month we have a different Boo. I used to be booed quite a
It was
few times.
Hyro who did the vote this week, not me. You should be booing Hyro.
You
And
can
Yanis.
do all you want.
Ricky Leo, Penny Lancaster, hello to
Bring
Ghost
it
PR.
to me, yo.
Hello to Joel Solano, Zephy Mirala, Joseph Trujillo, Iron Knight Prime, and I think that is it.
You miss Satan Lee, who says, don't leave us, Fabian. Don't leave us.
All
That's
the good
nice.
things come to an end. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Satan Lee. We're saying the same as well, don't worry. Secretly. Hyro, Facebook.
Yes. Facebook from some friends from Facebook. Eric Spralin, yay. Cory Speaks, Ari Bernstein, that is Atari actually. Gregory Stewart Pettigrew, Double Dealer says hi, and Thomas Lawson, and that's all. Not so many people today on Facebook.
Cool. And I'll take Twitch. Hello Shani523. Hello Darstyler00. Crasher737. Roughcore 6799. Caddy Fox. And freaking Cobrarican and the Jump Meister and Tawi Supreme and all the other people on Twitch.
Cool. Right. Hello to everyone. Right, let's kick it off then. Event. So this was actually an event voted by the community. It is a 1 million. So if somebody wants to share the event when they're ready, I'll just see if there's any questions in the meantime. If you've got any questions, send them in. It has been a whole month since we last spoke to you. Any questions? I don't see any just yet, so get them in. But this is this weekend's event, Hyro. 5 stars. The community voted for this, so this is quite a nice one. What's to come?
What's to come? So you get up to 1,000 5-star shards. We have increased a bit the number as we increase a bit the amount. You can get a lot of 4-star, 3-star premium shards, combat premium chips, combat spark, and metal and gold power core chips. And if you want to go through the points, is the typical points. We come from a 10 points one, so it's only fair that we do a standard points one, and you can see you will get a lot of rewards over the different points. I think the highlight is the 5 stars, of course, and based on the poll, we have increased them a bit, as you also decided to increase a bit the difficulty, and it's only fair again that you get more of everything. But yeah, it looks nice. I mean, it's quite. You will get constantly a lot of rewards, and that's always good and feels good. And I think it will be something fun to play over the weekend.
Cool. Penny Lancaster's asking, can you expand on the thought behind all of the event voting all of a sudden? I think it's just more of a case that we want to know what players want to see. And I know we've obviously overturned one of the events, but we've still, we've done 4 votes. We've stuck to 3 of the schedules. We've altered one of them. It's not like we're not listening. It has been nice to see what players are voting for, what they want to play, what they don't want to play. Yanis, did you want to say something about
Yeah,
events?
like I mean, it's nice, as you say, to ask for players what they want, but we
Mm.
cannot always ask. There are sometimes like some events that we have, like the end of the sagas event or the end of the mid sagas, which are designed in a way to be more grindy, but in a way that are optional. Like, the more you play, the more chances you get to get the combat. So that's why, like, I don't think there should have been a vote for this, and that's our mistake for putting a vote for that, because usually we do tend to have that 1.5, or sometimes if we have another grinder event during the first 4 weeks, we might just cut it a bit shorter. But yeah, so in that case, yeah, there shouldn't be a vote, but that doesn't mean we can't have a vote for other individual or alliance events in between the end of sagas.
I think also it comes from a specific situation, because the last one, combat release, it came being an ATP because we had the Titan. Then maybe it set some expectations, but that was an exception. Also, the
It was
voting
softer
system.
because of the Titans, because that was really grindy, so we want people to break. But this time, I mean, there won't be any major grind event, and also, like, those events are meant to be optional. As always, remember, like, you don't have to finish 1.5 million points. The more your alliance gets, the more chance you have to get the combat, and then if you don't finish it, then you're not really gonna miss anything. So play as much as you can.
Yeah, and for these big events, we want everyone to be there, right? So it's not optimal for us to make them individual. We prefer people to be playing together. This is an uh, uh, alliance based game, so we prefer that. And also on the voting system, it helps me to decide. It helps us to decide, but it's not set in stone really, because there is not just that's the majority of players want this, yeah, but there is many others. So I try to find a middle ground in between these two numbers, first winner, second winner, and there are also some other reasons, right? So yeah, I think for this case, we finally decided to next week settle for the usual combat release event. You are used to it, you have seen it several times, so it shouldn't come as a surprise, or I don't think it will be harmful for anyone, despite some people wanting it to be a bit easier. And as Janice mentioned, we always like to say you can play as much as you want. You don't have to force yourself. I know it's difficult because you yourself set your goals, but that's it really. You want to play up to 1 million, you can do it. Maybe it's a chance event, maybe you get what you want, and then you can stop playing. So we believe it's the optimal situation for this next weekend.
Yeah, I think some players think that if we, restrict the top players from pushing, they won't stop going and pushing ahead of everybody else. But the reality is those top players will always be a certain distance ahead, unfortunately.
There are ways to just keep grinding. That you just go and help other alliances. You can make your own alliance and just grind by yourself. So even if we stick to 1 million, people who will want to play will play. So it's not really stopping you. It just means that there's just like no more rewards for them, and they can only level up their bots. So yeah, like I think the players that want to play, they always get to play, even on shorter or easier events.
Cool. Thanks for the question, Penny Lancaster. Cool. Runan's asking, do we have the tech to run an extra series of quests leading up to the anniversary in parallel to the season pass?
No.
That's quite a decent idea. I do like that, having
I mean,
like
you can make
specific
social
anniversary.
stuff. You can make social event, or kind of like some kind of thing that customer support is running or something if you want to, but we don't have the tech to have another kind of battle pass running alongside the other cyber pass.
Cool. More questions. How much time? I don't want to ask too many questions because obviously we've got quite a bit to
Yeah,
show
we have
today.
a lot of stuff.
So we'll do one more. Iron Warpath, the Minions Titan upgrade only affects Blaster / Soundwave and Gnaw. Can we get another Minions Transformer?
Potentially.
Do you know one?
I mean,
Let us know.
There's other ones. Like, I don't know if we can have parity, but there's another one that we know of. So who knows in the future?
Cool. All right, Fabian. So, what have you been to work with the last few weeks? You've got new combats and HQ 18 Phase 2. Which one do you want to tackle first?
We can talk about the combat.
Cool.
There's been quite. Let me find the correct. There's been quite a bit of back and forth in playtest. The initial idea was to have this combat. So we wanted to introduce characters that were kunai and bido, and these characters are in the lore are specific weapons to Wheeljack and Shockwave. So our first initial idea was to just like make this combat be specific to this bot in particular. So only those bots could equip them. There was a bit of pushback in playtest. People were saying, okay, it's going to be a big event. Everybody's going to want to participate. Not necessarily everybody has Wheeljack and Shockwave, although they are quite old medic bots. So we decided to actually open these two combats to all the medics because there are not so many of them actually, but to offer a bonus for Wheeljack and Shockwave. So if you equip people on this specific bot, they're going to receive some additional heal per second. So you can see that's kunai here. I'm not sure we've shown it already.
I think we might need to alter the tooltip because I don't think Wheelcack is compatible.
Yeah, and the damage is increased by 25% instead of 21 as well. So it's not like the values are not set in stone. There's still like a bit of time for playtesting. Yeah, so it's Wheeljack and it's 25% at the moment.
Nice.
So if you equip it, you can see you can equip it now on all the medic, but we'll equip it on Wheeljack. So that's it. It looks like a giant, like a mini dagger. A kunai is a Japanese dagger. So you can read it's like you're gonna heal a single target as like a regular heal. It's gonna be the regular beam with a 20% increase HPS, which is heal per second, and an extra 5% if you equip it on Wheeljack. Then every 10 seconds you will actually throw the kunai, and you're gonna heal nearby ally in a zone around where the kunai land for 2 times the heal per second of your bot, and it's also increased the damage by 25% for 10 seconds.
Cool.
We can have a quick look. Yeah, so the equivalent there for the Decepticon is Bido, which is quite a weird looking one. Is usually we'll equip it on Shockwave because that's who it was really designed for. I'm not really sure what it is.
Actually quite cool though, as a weapon. It looks like a microchip.
Yeah. It looks, as an animal, it looks a little bit weirder, but as a weapon, it looks pretty cool. And so obviously for Shockwave, it's the same thing, but instead of throwing a kunai, you would just like use Bido as a grenade launcher, and that would be a heal grenade that's going to heal in a zone for 2 times the amount of heal per second.
Cool. I guess let's see it in a battle and see how clear it is to see. Volcanicus is saying fun ability. Glad you opened it to all medics. Yes, that's cool. Crush is saying that is so cool. Yes, if you've got any questions on the new medics, get them in now. Rafco's asking, could we have a look at the next Saga bots? I like Ariel's design. They're not ready yet. They're not even in playtest, so I doubt we'll be able to show any of those today.
Maybe.
Yanis is talking, but he's muted. Maybe we can show the models or something.
Stop muting Yanis there.
I don't know if we have the asset in the
I think we do. I can have once we go to the other thing we show, I can check in the background, and if we have them, we'll show them by the end of the stream.
So we can show them at least in the showroom.
Nice one.
That's for sure. I mean, if we have the asset.
Nice combat bot for medics is long overdue. That's cool. Get your questions.
Yeah, that was the idea. We only had, I think, 1 combat for medic characters, and we have now how many medics? So a lot of the times, I think people were putting like minions or support, companions as a combat. So now it's nice to have a weapon that enhance the damage if you want to go down that way.
So yeah, he's still using the regular beam, and every 10 seconds he's going to throw the kunai. That's going to heal both of the bots that are like in range, including himself, and also give them some increased attack.
There we go. Just use it right there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna use it again. And yeah, so it throws it every 10 seconds and then it applies for 10 seconds again. So if you just is focus on one bot, it's going to be constantly have this damage constantly increase and get some additional heal as well.
Iron Warpath saying, can we use them on other medics too? Yes, you can. All medics, but there's an increase for Wheeljack and Shockwave.
An extra increase, yeah, for Wheeljack and Shockwave, but you can use it on every medic. Obviously, so it's still in playtest. I think it's working well in terms of mechanics right now. I'm probably gonna have like before it's released next week, I'm probably gonna have another pass on really tweaking the values, make sure it makes Wheeljack and Shockwave like very relevant and really good, and it's also like a good increase for the other medics, even for them. If you get a 4-star, you can still use it on your favorite medic like Minerva or Flatline.
Do you think we'll get other combats that buff healers like Wheeljack and Shockwave? Because this is probably the first time it's been exclusively in a tooltip buff one bot, right?
As for other bots, most probably. As for other medics, not sure. We really wanted to do it there because those 2 weapons were specifically their weapon. We would like to do it for other medic potentially, but I'm not sure we'll find something for them. But we never know. We might. Yeah, I don't know. There's been some discussion of designing our own combat as well. So
yeah, somebody's saying, wish we could equip them to hoist or crankcase, but they're not medics. Yeah, medics only. Any other questions? How about adding more medics like Scar, Farmer, or Velocity for the Autobots? Who knows? I still dream of running an all medic team, which just is unkillable. All medic meta would just be amazing.
It would be a nice train just sitting there and just killing itself.
Yeah. So I can only dream on that one. Any other questions? If you've got questions, I know we've got some other questions not regarding the combat. Cool. I think that is it. So final call on questions for the combat before we move on to HQ 18 Phase 2. No, looks like we're all good on questions. Looks pretty straightforward. So HQ 18 Phase 2 then, Fabian. What is increased?
It's out already. So in this batch of new building, we have released a new level for the beam laser, which goes now to level 13. We have a shield generator. Where is it?
It's there next to it.
Next to it.
It's next to the MDS. There, on the corner.
There. So now HQ damage resistance is 70% and the ability damage resistance is 30%. You can see the other resistance down below, just under the health. I can't tell you the exact health right now because it's been boosted by some Titan perk, but obviously the health has been boosted as well. So that's the shield generator level 3 because we already had the level 2. You're going to find as well that you can increase your shock tower to level 10. Pretty straightforward. The buildbots as well. Buildbots is just like an increase in health. So there's no extra effect. I know that's been requested during the playtest, but it's just going to make them more difficult to destroy. We don't want them to just be stronger than they are because they already cover quite a large area for some of the power core that are equipped on them. And you also have a new level of the laser turrets. Well, level 16. Finally, we've also released some new Prime Core. I'm not sure I have them on this device, on this account, but we can have a look at them.
You can still see them inside.
So, which one do we have? We've released Prima with this patch. Where is it? Prima? Is it here? This one? Okay, I don't have it. So it's not upgraded, but every 5 seconds, enemies in a wide area receive 6% extra damage from all sources for 5 seconds. So it's just around the target as well. Then we have Quintus, not this one. there is one. We've not released Onyx because the balancing was not quite right, but it might come before HQ 18.3 once the balancing is done, but I'm not promising. Quintus is the usual Sharticon thing. So when you destroy a building, Sharticons are being spawned when you destroy it, right? Every time a nearby or
Yeah.
is destroyed. Yeah, that's
How
right.
big? How big is that? Is that literally just essentially the building next to it? Is it a radius? Is it quite close?
It's a radius. So that's the building that would be destroyed around in a radius around the building that is equipped with Quintus. How big it is? That's a very good question. Adam designed it and left it as a gift before he left.
Cool. All right. And then Vector.
Vector is, straightforward. On 0 health, the building goes back in time, restoring itself. It had 3 seconds ago. When you upgrade it, obviously the duration increase. So the more that you upgrade it, when it gets resurrected, it gets like more health because obviously it's longer in the past. Yeah, that's about it. There was some so there was also some questions. We considered increasing the number of mines during the playtest, so some of that might have leaked, but we've also, at the same time, we reworked a little bit the glass gas mine and the flare mines. Part of the rework for these 2 mines are the area of effect has been increased. So we thought it might be a bit dangerous to increase the number of mines while kind of improving these other 2 mines at the same time. We just wanted to see the effect of the buff on the 2 mines before increasing the level again. So it's going to be discussed again in playtests, knowing that if we're going to increase the number of mines at HQ 18 or not. But yeah, we just want to see the effect of the current HQ 18.2 before we do that.
So what does the flare mine and the glass gas mine do now? So flare mine now reveals the target and has defenses focus that target.
So that was always the case.
Yeah,
so that was always the case, and that remains.
Yeah.
Before that, it would just reduce their speed. So that was pretty inefficient for Blur, for example, because Blur would just it reduces the speed, but what you usually do with Blur is you just trigger another ability and you're just getting out of the weeds. So it was sort of very inefficient to reduce his speed. So we decided to change that. And now the Flare Mine, which actually creates a fire damage over time on the target instead of the speed reduction. We didn't want to have the 2 effects because for boss like Slash, having speed reduction plus fire damage over time would have been overkill. So we just did, that.
So what
I think the trigger area has been increased as well.
So when Blur goes over it now, he's going to be visible, and defensives around him was going to obviously start to hit him a little bit more. So you got to be a little bit more cautious when using Blur now.
Well, that was already the case, and the problem is they were already hitting him, but you could get out of this place where you were getting hit by just triggering his rush again.
Yeah.
So that's why we changed that speed reduction to a damage over time. So even if you get him out of the weeds, he has triggered the mine and he's going to be damaged a little bit. So this mine becomes a little bit effective against this specific bot that was just escaping every kind of mine, really.
Cool. Then glass gas mine, what has really changed on that previous to now then?
So glass gas mine, the trigger area is still the same. So relatively small, but if you have bots that are in the area, they're going to be affected in a larger area. So if you have a bot that's a little bit up front, you trigger it and it's going to trigger in a larger area and more bots are going to be affected. I think that's it. I think we might have increased the amount of glass gas, but I would have to check that. I'm not entirely sure right now.
Cool. So we've got some questions from Corey. Does the flare mine keep defenses on Blur? I guess when he goes out of range, he's going to drop that aggro from defenses, isn't he?
No, so it's still, yeah.
If he goes, if you go straight in and then you're coming straight out, he's going to get the aggro when he goes in, but then once he goes out of range, he's going to be fine. So you've got to be in and out pretty quick.
Yeah, if you move out of range, the defense cannot actually engage you. The only thing to consider though, if a flare mine triggers, then you can be got by the mine that actually disables the abilities. So you could theoretically, if you combine flare mine and what's the other one?
the motion sensor mine,
you could actually get Blair not be able to use this ability straight away, I think.
Okay.
And
So-
that was one of the arguments during the playtest for increasing the number of mine. It's just like so you could just like couple them and just, you know, build strategy around this. But something definitely we will consider. But we just want to, as I said, we want to see the effect of the current changes.
Yeah, I'm just looking back at the newsletter yesterday. We actually put in that the speed reduction effect has been replaced by fire damage over time, which is obviously wrong. It doesn't do
No,
that.
it's right.
It doesn't
It's
do.
right.
It does do that because I think
Yeah.
in game it doesn't
So we
specify.
We
fire
removed the
damage.
speed reduction and
Yeah.
we replaced it by fire damage.
Okay, because I'm pretty sure.
I can review in game if so. I can review in game the description if something is missing.
Cool.
We'll
Yeah.
but it's definitely that. No more speed reduction, fire damage instead.
Okay, because I was just reading until it says makes a single enemy the focus of nearby defenses, can detect bots in stealth mode, dealing percentage of their max HP, as well as makes them visible for 2.2 seconds. So it doesn't say anything about the fire damage, so that will be added.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, just wanted to clarify that, just so people all know that. Cool. If you've got any questions on that, do let us know. Apologies for that. So Thunderwing, yes, so does the Flare Mine attract defenses to do fire damage? Yes, it does. So we just clarified that. No worries at all. Iron Knight Prime 42, make the Air Force forklift certified. How about the forklift drones from the 07 movie game? I'm not sure if we have the rights to any of the movie content. Sunstreaker Wazza says, I thought the point was that if slowed, blur down, and hence I thought the point was that if it slowed, blur down, hence the slow.
No, because you are talking about the speed of the rush.
Yeah.
Not the speed that seems moving.
The speed of
so
the rush
it doesn't
was
get
never
affected.
slowed down. Was never slowed down even before.
Yeah, because when we speak speed, is it attack speed we're talking?
It's
No,
so it used to be walking speed,
Walking
but walking
speed.
as in walking
ability
outside
doesn't
of an
count.
ability. Yeah. And there was a little bit of attack speed. So attack speed and walking speed were reduced, but that would only work, for example, for a bot like Slash or Cheeto, you know, which would be just walking around and attacking. If you just rush, you can just it wouldn't reduce the speed and you can just get yourself out.
So what you're saying is it didn't count him running in his ability as actual speed. It's above that. Okay.
So what he was doing is like you would rush out, and as soon as you get out of the rush on the other side, he would walk slower, but then he would walk slower in a different place, you know. So yeah, it was not really doing much for Blur, for example, or he was not doing much for any rushing.
I mean, we tested this, didn't we, for a very long time, and it wasn't triggering it in some cases because it was too fast.
It was too fast. So yeah, behind the scenes, we have increased the responsiveness of this mine, and that's also the reason why the range has been increased a little bit, so we can catch faster bots when they get out very quick of the area.
Cool. Thunderwing saying the slow didn't do enough, so this is potentially an excellent change.
Yeah.
The timing of Flare Mine triggering until the motion sensor triggers lets Blur still evade it. Sorry, let me read that again. The timing of Flare Mine triggering and until the motion sensor triggers lets Blur still evade it. So apparently
maybe place your motion sensing mine into the point of evasion.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Let's see if there's any. Vixen says, "Let Hyro tell us about the Alliance base is coming." I don't think Hyro's going to be telling us. That'll be Yanis in about 5 minutes or
Probably
so.
the person less involved in that project at the moment.
Yeah. So 4 more minutes, and then we'll go to Alliance.
Do we have the new bots by any chance?
Oh, I didn't check.
Yeah. Just before we move to other things.
Cool.
Can we have Slash the scout? Is the scout for the
Who are they again?
Someone is asking.
Ariel and no.
And Skilla.
Yeah, I have them.
Cool.
Yeah. Wait. I'm
Well,
just gonna check our Skilla.
Just a question on the new Prime cores. I'm not sure if you'll know this, Fabian, because I'm not sure if you configured them. Will Alchemists and the new cores have color rings around them to see the distance?
You mean the aura?
Yeah,
aura.
Yeah.
Can do that.
Cool. Thank you.
Which one?
That.
Which one? So wait, it was
Alchemist. Yeah. It's always nice to have a visual.
More auras. Everything is possible in the game.
Yeah. More.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly get to the new bots. Then.
Cool. Let's see what these look like in game.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's Ariel.
Yeah, so quite small, like scout type of bots. I like the transformation. I like that.
That's cool. That's cool.
That is so cool. Master Ninja, just quickly while we're looking at these bots, is asking, will there be an anti-acid or anti-elemental core for the build bots?
No, not at the moment.
Not at the, I think that is a better answer, isn't it? Not at the moment.
It's kind
I mean, you
of
can say never say no, right? You
yeah,
might
it's kind of we
need
didn't
one.
think about it. It's not in the works, and yeah, as per usual, you know, if you suggest it and there's a good argument for it, we'll definitely consider it.
Cool.
Skilla. Skilla is looking very peculiar.
Skilla is my favorite of the sequence for sure, especially in transformation mode, in the alt mode.
Yeah.
This looks cool. Just a quick question for you, Hyro, while watching this. When will the 4-star part for the Fortress Maximus
I
be
just love
available?
Yes. Amazing, Skilla. The 4-star part, well, it's been a while.
It
I
has
don't know
been a
if-
bit, hasn't it? Been a bit of
I don't
time.
know.
When did we run the event? Was it
I
February?
mean, it was for Fortress Maximus. That was
Yeah,
like
January.
last saga, right? So probably 2 months ago.
Yeah, still till
Yeah.
June, isn't it?
Yeah. So soon, but maybe not this saga. Maybe the next
Yeah.
one.
Skylet, definitely an S-tier bot design. Yeah, look how cool this is.
This is amazing.
Does Skylar fly?
No, she's a walking squid. whatever it is. It's
And
brilliant.
her walking animation and shooting is like pew pew pew
Her,
pew.
her
It's
dying
amazing.
animation is awesome too. It's just the best spot, I think, by far.
Do you guys know why the Legacy toy is named Ariel instead of Ariel with the E? Did we get the name wrong, or
No, I don't know. It's very confusing. There's
Okay.
multiple names. We're not really. I'm not really sure.
we just went
I
with
mean,
this
they-
one?
We spent
This is-
some time looking for all of it, and yeah, we didn't get a clear answer. So if
This
you
is
have,
approved by Hasbro, so
yeah,
they said it's fine. But I mean, there were other bots we released, and apparently Hasbro was like, "Yeah, this is fine." And then people were saying, "Oh, it's mistransformed" or something like that, and it's just like, "Well, they approved it." Like,
So before
Really?
we move on to Alliance Project, I know we're eager to move on to that. I just wanted to announce the 5-star batch. Because we actually
we
had
should do that.
Yeah,
too.
we had a 5-star batch that we've announced. So the Autobots, it's Skids, Hoist, Topspin, Star Saber, Air Raid, and for the Decepticons, it's Knockout, Crankcase, Terramander, Deathosaurus, and Slipstream. So I guess the first question is why Star Saber? Apparently, we've mentioned that this would never be a 5-star bot. Is that the case with my
Well-
favorite bot, like Cup? Will Cup ever be
Well,
5-star?
someone will find a video that I'll probably at some point maybe say never, so I'll never say I did not say never. But I mean, it more like what I say is like no bot is never gonna be a 5-star. It's like there are
well, you
bots
said that
we
before, though.
there are bots that we didn't want to get a 5-star early, especially because they were already quite strong. This includes Sendius, this includes Strux, this includes Star Saber. But the time will come where a lot of these bots will become 5-stars. So there's no point, having these bots sticking in 4-stars when everything is 5-stars. So there's bots that we're not really inclined because of the power to become 5-stars, and that's why we avoid having them in polls. But I'm pretty sure at some point they're all gonna make it. And that's the case with Star Saber, and that's the case with any of the other bots that are available for voting.
I think it's when we'll do a vote and we get all OP bots at once, and then the players have to decide which one's
I
their
mean, this
favorite.
is the thing. Like, if you put one of these bots like in, they're gonna be like number one voted. So
Yeah.
I mean, it allows us a chance to, whenever we want to go for one of these batches, and then we can just actually release this bot as a 5-star. So yeah, this is why Star Saber is coming now. There's other reasons why Star Saber is coming now. You're gonna find out in the next saga. It's gonna be cool. But yeah, I think it was the time to get some love back to Star Saber, which is a cool character, and the Thesaurus, of course.
Cool. Derek says, you guys have done an awesome job on defenses. The game is more difficult. Do let us know if the game does get too hard.
Yeah, I mean, I
think that's the
it is
fear, isn't
hard.
it?
It is hard, but it is like there is the worry that it might be too hard for some players. But yeah, I hope like people are still enjoying it. That's why we're releasing HQ18 in batches, so give some time for people to get used to it. We can always, I think there was a discussion for the playtesters saying that this might be too hard, some of these effects, but we can always tone down the war effects going forwards if we see that it's actually quite spicy. We have not changed the war effects now. Want some time for people to just get accumulated to 18.2, and then we can maybe adjust them if it's too hard.
Yeah, it'll definitely come for sure if it gets to that point. But we are monitoring war scores, so we're seeing right now that scores are around 10k, 11k. Some alliances 11.5k. So the scores are high to the top alliances, but they're expected to be. So yeah, we don't want anybody racing to 12k. I guess it gets a little bit boring when everybody just drops.
I think that when people cannot even do normal mode or something, then you're kind of like that's a bit concerning.
Yeah.
But yeah, like something we need to keep an eye on for sure.
Cool. Let's talk about alliance projects, and this is a feature that
people are asking about when the new 5-star bot is going to be released. Do we have a date?
We don't have a date. There's some changes I want to do to Star Saber and Devsaurus. That's mostly going to depend on that. I believe they're ready for playtest. I'm not sure you've given them.
They're already out. Feedback's coming in.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna. That's my next task.
If feedback is good, we never know. You might even get them next week for the end of Saga, so you have a reason to do 1.5 million events. Who knows?
That'd be good.
Cool.
We'll
see.
That.
We shall see.
We'll try to do that.
No promises, because if they're not ready and they're not good enough, we're not gonna do it. Cool. Alliance projects. So we announced this in December.
I mean, we've sold them before. We did sell some stuff, but yeah, it's been a while since we announced this.
How's it going?
So it's actually nearly there. I think we're at a point where we're just still gonna be cleaning some bugs, finding some whatever else is broken. We still need to finalize the economy, the donation economy. I'm gonna explain a lot of that stuff. A lot of the main stuff, the features are working correctly. Wait, did I? Is it smooth?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, all good.
Cool. All right.
Keep going.
All right, let's go. So this brings not just like a new option in the Alliance thing. You can probably see there's more roles for the Alliance to actually assign to players. So we're going first in the headquarters, which is this new fancy scene where each Alliance gets. So this is a base with a lot of platforms. Each platform has a project that the Alliance can be involved, and there's different buildings that give you perks or unlock new roles that you haven't had before. So we have the Striker Outpost, which allows you to designate a member of Striker, which is a new role. Strikers receive some buffs during the wars. So this is I guess I could probably just put generic what's happening. So all these projects are stuff that you can level up and you can unlock. This is different levels, and the way you can upgrade them as your alliance is you're actually donating some of your resources to these projects. And when you reach the end of the donation, the project levels up, and then you unlock some of this stuff. Some of these projects unlocks the production rate bonus. Some people give you new roles as a striker, some other roles I'm going to talk a little bit later on. But the idea is a lot of this stuff are actually placeholder. It's not going to be this cheap. But yeah, you place a donate. You see what currencies do I have, who can actually spare. Some of it could be alloys, some could be energy, some could be sparks, some could be other currencies. And you can actually choose, I want to donate this. And then that goes in. There's loyalty that you're gonna get. This is kind of a new currency, or not really currency. It's a metric that the alliance can use to see how much of a kind of a team player you are, how much you're actually contributed to actually donating and level up these projects. So you're getting this loyalty, and this will be in your leaderboard. each project has a leaderboard that you can see like how much you've been donated for this specific perk, but also the Alliance leaderboard will actually be able to show you that score. So overall, over history of time, how much you'll be donating things. So everyone is donating. When it actually reaches the end of the donations, the project completes, and then you get these new bonuses for your alliances. So this is the main gist, and I think we're gonna have 4 lands: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 projects. And what do they do? So we have the Strikers Outpost. So this unlocks the Striker role. The Striker role is a lot of some of the alliances, top alliances, have a thing which is kind of a few members that they use to scout ahead for mines or for the outposts of a base. So we created a role for that. So it means these characters are actually gonna have more health on the board, more damage. So they're gonna have some kind of a boost, but it's gonna be limited. So I think this pretty high level up. You get 2 strikers. So this is players which is your pathfinders that you can send ahead, scout the bases, and because they're getting the risk, they can actually have more power. And so this is a striker outpost. Have the mining station, which is designed kind of way to just help. It's kind of like an earlier project, so it's helping your alliance actually getting more resources. It might not be as desirable for the top level alliances, but it just get more resources. So you get the bonus of the production of alloy and energon. You got the inter room, which again it's something that you can increase the alloy and energon rated by PvP battles. Again, something to help you get more resources. The research center. So this is actually speeds up how quickly it is to research a character for the whole alliance. There's not specific role, so that's up to a certain discount of how much time it takes to research a bot on the research lab. You got the defensive operations, which is probably one of the cooler. This unlocks the defender role, and what the defender role does is it gets extra health bonus and extra damage bonus on their base. So this is specific people that you can put in, and they will always appear in the area just before the commander. So this could be the base just before you actually fight the commander in war, and they are gonna have a bonus of defense and of course offense on their defenses. So it's gonna be harder. It's gonna be a step harder than you actually going to the commander. This also gonna unlock a number of roles. You can assign a number of people, and one of those people are gonna be selected to be the defender to fit that role in the war. And so then we have the Rookie Academy. This is pretty straightforward. You just unlock the rookie role. The rookie roles are people that will not get picked in wars. So this is people that you want to join your alliance and get some experience, but you're afraid that the base is not strong enough. You don't want them to get picked in a war setup because that's gonna be easy points. But you can allow them to protect those people from actually be taking part into this war. The final project is a bit more special than anything else. It's actually time limited, but you can level it up. But in order to take an effect, there's another kind of donations to charge it. This allows you to get. I think this is different. I don't think this is the final text. This allows you to get. Is it more XP bonus during events? This is gonna be.
It's more XP bonus during a period of time. So you could obviously you would want to activate it during an event where you already have some extra bonus, but you could activate it anytime.
So the idea for that is you upgrade it, you get more bonuses as you go, but then you can also donate to charge it. Again, this all applies for their values. Don't take too much into that. So you can actually donate it, and then there's levels of charges. So you could theoretically have donated enough to have 3 charges, and maybe it lasts for 24 hours. So you can engage it on the Fridays, then Saturday and Sunday. And then for 3 days, you can get an XP bonus for the event. A lot of these perks could change a lot of them are actually pretty straight. Like I don't think they would gonna change. So it's some placeholder stuff, but this is kind of like the gist of things. You can see here the alliance roles. So defenders, strikers, and rookies are the ones that's gonna be opening. So defenders defending your bases, be the something that has more defense power to be put in a war just before the commander. Striker being a pathfinder, and then rookies, people that can be protected from not getting picked into war bases.
So how many defenders can we have in an alliance then? Oh, at a time?
In a war, will always be one.
Always be one. So I can
one.
pick 5 defenders, and it's going to pick one of those.
Yeah. So it will never be like, I think we had defender really, really early on in the game.
Yeah.
When they were before we actually went global, and then we had 2 defenders, and they will get picked into this whole layout. So pretty much you had commander guaranteed, and then you had 2 people guaranteed just before the commander. And considering we don't have that many bases, it's just too much in order to, by yourself just have 3 people that you have handpicked to be part of the defense. So, like, I think it's okay to have 2 in the end. You don't want to have too many defenders there. But yeah, I think that by leveling up, you just get more of the bonus. So even if we only want to put 1 defender in there in order to be guaranteed, you can do that. But yeah.
So what happens then when we've donated all the resources? Is it going to take us? How long is it going to take us to get max level on some of these?
It's probably going to take a long time. This is our placeholder. You can see 40 donations.
Yeah.
We're probably talking about there will be a lot of donations. We still have not actually finalized that. And there's also a cooldown. So after you donate, so there is like a 9, you can see there's a cooldown of how much you can actually donate. And then it just goes on a cooldown. So if you want to skip the cooldown, so rush through it, then you're gonna have to use Cybercon in order to do that. But yeah, the idea is it will take some time. Some projects in this case, the Defender operations might be linked to what we call now the Alliance level, or it could be behind other specific levels of a different project. So you might need to upgrade other projects before you can get the cool stuff.
Sorry, carry on.
You're gonna say your alliance also is gonna have a new thing. I don't know if it's still ready in the profile. You're gonna have the alliance level. I think it's right here. We need still the icon. So this will be an indicator of how many projects this alliance has done, or what's the level of these projects. Each time you finish a project or you level up a project, you get 1 alliance level. So you can see if this alliance level is 30, that means he's probably pretty high level on the number of projects. So you can see this is an alliance I want to join because they've already kind of invested in all this stuff.
So in a war, I'm able to guarantee 2 players in my lineup, commander and defender. Already 2 people. I can't get any more than that.
No, not guaranteed. Everyone else is just
okay.
As it used to be.
Obviously, players are going to ask, what happens when they leave an alliance? Let's just say I've just donated a ton here, and I leave. Do I lose all that when I leave?
The alliance keeps them. You have kept the loyalty, so you still have a kind of a thing that they know that you are someone who's been donating, but it stays with the alliance. So it's, I guess, you go back to an alliance or you find a better alliance. It doesn't stay with you. So you're going to lose these perks when you leave your alliance. But when you come back, I guess these things are going to be there, or you can, build up a new alliance. So, but it is going to, try to build up the loyalty that you have for the alliance, because this is something that you want to be contributing. Or hopefully you're in a family that they all kind of care about this. They all kind of invest in these projects, and you don't have to go and starting new every time.
So I guess the lower alliances wouldn't obviously opt for the war side of it. They'd probably go for the research side of it. They'd put all the resources in there and get the increase in percentage. Does that mean that when I go into a different alliance, which is tailored for war, I will then lose that? I guess increase in research.
If you're going to an alliance that doesn't want to focus for war, you probably don't want to go in an alliance if that's your main thing, right? You're gonna go in an alliance, having people to join in. Maybe as an experienced player that cares so much about wars, maybe that's not the best home. eventually that alliance will probably get that too, because there are not that many, and it won't take that long time that you won't be able to get nearly everything. You just need to, invest on your alliance.
Yeah, I guess Smoke Cheese is asking, what's the max level? Is there 5 levels per per building here? Is there 10? I guess that's not really sorted.
I think. I don't think it's fairly. I think it's 5 at the moment, right, Fabian? But
Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna, in the future, just put more on there. Of course, like, or put other platforms with other projects with other roles. I think this is kind of like we can evolve it as time goes by. This is kind of like the initial projects we want to release, but yeah, it might actually evolve going forwards.
Is this going to help new players in a way kind of catch up? Because you've got the research increase. Does that help for buildings as well? So, new players starting the game could go into, like, I don't know,
I mean,
maybe.
it's easier to get resources. You can be protected, and you can have better chance of getting on a higher level alliance. Because at the moment, like, for our game, it's like if someone has like a low level HQ, you don't want him in your alliance because that's like the first base most of the time. So it's gonna be really easy for people to score. But now you can actually protect some people. You can give them experience to just come in and join us and actually like. Just get to know the ropes without us getting afraid of getting picked.
Sunstreaker wasn't saying, will actual wars change in any way? I guess it'll be more harder because you'll be able to pick at least 2
I
players.
mean, you have like a defender role, which is gonna like enhance the difficulty of that base. Like you get an extra, like, I don't know how much percent of extra defense health or defense damage just before the commander,
Uh,
and that's also a role that you can actually handpick from a number of individuals, which is a stronger base. So this is gonna make things harder.
is it going to
you're
be
gonna make
harder, the
harder, but it's
commander?
also yeah, but it's also gonna give you more choice and more option and more control on who's gonna attack at which point and who's gonna defend, who's not gonna be picked as a weak base. So it's gonna be harder, but it's also gonna give you more strategic option.
Will the defender have a stronger base than the commander? Because obviously the
Yes,
is the commander technically getting the defender perks as well?
no, it's only
So
the defender.
so the
So
defender
the
could
defender
be
is gonna be the hardest base that you're gonna fight.
okay. Cool.
And it's just before the commander. So yeah, he's gonna be the strongest, probably one of the strongest players that's gonna be there, and it's not gonna be as many points, but it's gonna be a harder base.
Darth Tyler's asking, wait, does this reduce the time it takes to research your bots? It does if you're in a alliance
Yes,
which specifies or has put their donations into that particular area.
yes. I mean, you can donate on everything. It's just like there might be some projects that are locked until some time, but you can probably help a little bit on that, on that, on that. So it's not like you're gonna finish one project and then move to the next one. So some alliances could focus on specific paths. Some other alliances might just focus on a bit of everything.
So what the cooldown then? If let's say I do an upgrade on Intel Room, am I then cooldown from doing any donation to any of the others? Am I only
No,
able to
the
pick one
cooldown is only the cooldown is
specific?
specific for that one building.
Okay, so
Uh,
technically I could just do every single one of them in one day and then just wait for the
yeah,
cooldown.
yes.
So there you go.
So I mean, yeah, you can just donate to one and you donate to the other. You
to
can
the other,
donate to
yeah.
another one. Whoever, as long as it's unlocked and you can donate. You can donate on a number of projects. Then wait for your day, come back, and then do that. Or want to skip, you can skip.
Cool. So we did
Then I can
mention
do that. Yeah.
originally that this would come with the war update, but that's obviously a lot bigger than we thought.
Yes. The war update is coming. It's not gonna come like I am working on it currently. The war update has complications, unfortunately, based on how we are the alliance system works in this game. Like, alliances, we're talking about a tournament system. That's what we always be talking.
Yeah.
We're talking about a multiple day tournament system. The problem with that is if you put a lot of alliances in a tournament system, that means this league is gonna last for a number of days. Considering how people want to, change alliances for events, it doesn't really work with that well. You can't have like a 30-day tournament and have a grind event that people want to change alliances. At what point what happens? Like, the war is still gonna be ongoing. So this is where the trickiness is. We need to be able to support our current system and the new system, and actually change in between based on where we are in the saga. So this is where complications come in. Like, so we need to be able to have both systems in place, both the tournament at times and both a simple like two alliances war at times, and that has a lot of complexity. So we are going to be releasing the alliance in HQ by itself, and the alliance tournaments are going to come later because that needs more time.
Cool. Does raided resources include Z Energon?
You don't raid set energy, no. It's the resources you steal from the
Okay.
base, not the rewards you get because you attacked. You successfully finished the base. This is like, well, how many like alloy harvesters or storages you destroy, and then you get the resources that were in the base. Zet energy is kind of like, you won this battle, you get, here's your amount. So it's not the same.
Toyu Studio says, are Alliance bases orientated for high-level players or for all players? Well, I would, looking at that, it looks like it's for everybody. You've got
It's a matter for
something.
everything. There are
Yeah.
some perks later on which are gonna be a bit more time to upgrade that are actually, for the top players. Specific roles like a striker and defender, which is the top alliances would want to have. And there's some other projects which is kind of like help the players of the alliance are still getting there, like resources harvesting or upgrading or researching bots. Kind of like but the top players might be like, well, I don't really care about them because I don't really need more money, or I don't need to, be protected by war, or I don't need to research more bots. But yeah, so there's some for good, so for the top players, some for the junior players.
Cool. And that is all we have time for. That was
Oh
a
shit!
nice.
Sorry.
So we're just
Sorry.
going.
Intense.
So do let us know what you think. Can you share the
Yeah.
con base? Can we please see the con base before we go? Sorry, we
I
didn't.
will try to see if I can change the core lines and see the
Yeah.
Sercon base.
So tell us what you think. Do you like it? Do you hate it? What do you like about it? What do you love about it? Let us know in the chat. Wish we could donate Crimzeeks.
I mean, I don't know. Like,
Boosters.
you could theoretically donate a lot of stuff. Let me find, where is it?
That would be
base.
nice.
Oh, there it is. Let me see. What happens if I do this?
I would sing for the tons and tons of battle boosters that everyone has.
Okay, cool. Oh, no. I can show you that, though the building is not going to be the correct
Sure.
theme. But one sec. So Decepticon base, it's similar. It's just gloomier. Decepticon players want to be a bit more stormy and gloomy, stuck in a storm.
Imagine it's purple though.
And it's gonna be purple. The buildings are gonna be purple. So fortunately, I have not actually. The senior alliance, they have not really donated anything, but yeah, it's purple.
Cool. Somebody, Cuddy Fox says we need more islands. One can be better for rewards for dispatch missions, or increase the chances for better rewards or chips or
In the
crystals.
future,
But in the future, that's what you mentioned. I guess this
like,
could be built on, right?
This is the tech, right? Like, we allow
Yeah.
us to create new projects, to create new islands, to create new
Yeah,
stuff, and in
look
the
at this
future,
platform and bridges. It's just like it's created
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
more modular.
I
and
just-
add some more.
So yeah, it will open. It will be more, but I think we're just picking like this is the first stuff we're gonna be releasing straight in. There might be more roles in the future if we can figure out, good stuff that people care about. So yes, it
Yes.
will be
So
more.
Transformers from 1 year from now, it's going to be a massive tree, and you're going to be like, "Oh, I need to get to this building up here." So, yeah, that is the new feature. Anytime when it'll come. Any ideas?
We are striving to finish it by the end of the month. I don't know if we can do it, but this is our internal goal. So hopefully May time, you're probably gonna have it.
Cool. Awesome. And that is stream. I know we didn't do much trivia today. Well, we didn't do any trivia, but we'll roll that on to next stream.
Right.
So we will do double the trivia next time. And
Sorry, forgive me. I spoke too much. I lost track of time.
No,
it
it's
was
fine.
important. It was
Yeah, it's
nice
nice.
news. So,
It's nice
yeah.
news. So it was good seeing everybody. And God, hasn't that month flown by? It's
Every
gone too
single
quick.
month.
It's gone too quick. We've only
Well,
got.
Dale, you can do like every 2 weeks if you want.
If somebody wants to join me, sure. I mean, we've only got 7 more streams till Christmas or something.
7
So
more. We might start planning about Christmas.
8
How
more
many
streams.
streams for the anniversary? So we're talking about what we're doing for the 7 years anniversary.
We will definitely have to talk about the anniversary when next time we're on. So yes, you're actually right. We need to be ready, Hyro, with the anniversary in 1 month. We have to be ready.
June, right? Yes.
Yes,
It's
we
not
have
so
to be
long.
ready.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I like some.
please.
There's some questions in there. In the alliance scenes, actually, there might be some Easter eggs. Find them if you can.
Find the
There's
Easter eggs. You're gonna have all the content creators just be looking like, where is it? So there we go. That's all we've got time for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And
Thanks for
that's
joining
it.
us.
Thank you, everybody. Any questions, just put them on Discord. We'll get them to the team. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah. See you next time, everyone.
Thanks,
Take
everybody.
care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.